Awake, explore, discover you can fly. Just open up your mind today and reach up for the sky.
Awake, explore, discover you can fly. Just open up your mind today and reach up for the sky.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the shortlist of the Young Author Award. I'm Eileen.
And I'm Roy.
And we'll be your MCs for today. Today we have several of Singapore's most promising young authors from all walks of life, from different schools with different ideas in different genres, but all with the same burning dream of all young authors, which is to write a book and get published.
Well said, Eileen. I once was a young author too, and I can understand the trials and tribulations of writing. I was 11 years old when I wrote my first book at the Young Author Scheme, and have since fallen in love with writing.
Wow! What was your book about, Roy?
It was titled Mystery of the Haunted School. I think it should fall under the genre of ghosts and ghouls, or should it be mystery and adventure?
Is that why you're dressed as a detective today, reliving your childhood?
Yes, and I'm here to solve the mystery of the Young Author Awards shortlist. And what are you supposed to be?
Can't you see this feathery thing sticking out of my back?
Are you a bird?
No, I'm the fairy godmother of the Young Author Awards.
Wow, but I know of a power far greater than yours. Let's welcome Miss Catherine Koo, Managing Director of Janus Education, founder of the Young Author Club, and most importantly, organizer of the Young Author Awards.
Miss Catherine Koo.
Thank you, Roy and Eileen. Right, I'm going to just say a few words because I've said too much already. Right, Sir Ken Robinson, who is well known as an education guru or somebody into creativity, said, creativity in education is as important as education itself. Do you agree with me? Yes, right? Okay, now I'd like to basically talk a bit about what is creativity in the sense of a little anecdote, right? And how far we've gone with creativity, in my opinion, right? There was once a school, a Sunday school of 5-year-olds, and a teacher was going around the class. The class were hard at work doing something, some drawing, and she noticed a particular girl that wasn't really much into anything, but she was hard at work in drawing. Right, she went up to the little girl and she asked the little girl, well, her name is Pamela. Pamela, what are you doing? I'm drawing a picture of God. And the teacher looked at her and said, God? But you don't know what God looks like. And the little girl said, the 5-year-old said, they will in a minute. Right? So we are talking about creativity here, and as a sense of creativity in a child, right? And what education is supposed to do is to get it out, right? But do you agree, me, as one grows older, we seem to be educated out of creativity, right? What I'm trying to say here is that kids will take a chance, which is why we have the Young Author Award. Kids will take a chance because they don't know what's wrong, right? If they don't know what's wrong, they will have a go, right? And as adults, basically, if you're not prepared to be wrong, right, you're not prepared to be original. Thank you very much. Right.
Thank you, Ms. Koo. Thank you, Ms. Koo. And now we'd like to warmly welcome our distinguished guest of honor, Mr. Tan Wai Kin. Mr. Tan is Director of Talent Development for the Media Development Authority and has served for many years in MDA. Among his many achievements is the highly creative MDA rap video, which promotes Singapore as a global media city.
Singapore is indeed a vibrant global media city. Just look at the auditorium today. It is brimming with young talents. Now, which of you young authors has a burning ambition to be a filmmaker or an animator? Can I see a show of hands, please?
Only one over there?
Look, if there's no hands, then all
Really?
of you are going to do squats.
Wow. I'm sure that very nice gentleman over there is going to bring us to the Academy Awards very soon. What's your name? What's your name? Christian. Okay.
Let's not stall any longer, Eileen. I think everyone is awaiting the opening of the ceremony.
Oops, my bad. Can we now put our hands together to invite our guest of honor, Mr. Tan Wai Kin, Director of Talent Development for Media Development Authority, to say a few words before officially opening the Young Author Award shortlist ceremony. Mr. Tan, please.
Ms. Catherine Koo, Managing Director of Genius Education, Founder Young Author Award, Organizer Young Author Award. Ms. Trina, President Singapore Book Publishers Association. Mr. Stanley Hunt, Co-Founder Kubitz. A very distinguished guest, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. A very good afternoon to all of you. I'm very happy to be here at this ceremony this afternoon to join you for the Young Authors Award ceremony. The last night and this morning, I was within the Woodland area, and my kid, my 9-year-old child, last night had a look at the script that I had prepared for this today. And this morning he told me, he said, "Dad, no one's going to understand what you're saying." So he looked at me and I asked him why. He said, "Who are your audience?" So I told him, as I learned from Catherine, that many of you are actually around his age group, slightly older. And he told me you got to change a lot. But I didn't have time to change because I was at Republic Poly this morning. So I'll try to make it short and try to make it appropriate and relevant to you so that you can understand as much as possible what I'm saying. Well, I'm happy to note that Genius Education has actually partnered with Kubitz in this event and for the 2009 award. This will definitely help to make stories writing more interesting, engaging. It will also help aspiring authors to get their stories published and read by a wider audience. And this is one sure way to increase the shelf life of the content. And the partnership with Kubitz is significant because it mirrors the developments across the world in embracing digital media. As to what Kubitz is, I'll leave Stanley to tell you more about it. I'll roughly tell you the overview of what's happening in the digital media industry around the world. In Singapore, as around the world, the media sector is in the midst of dynamic change. Digital content and global connectivity have changed the way how media is being consumed and produced. Today, people want information on the go, be it through the mobile phone, the PDAs, or in more recent years, the e-books like the Amazon Kindle. As individuals, you and I can now personalize our media experiences. Any content, any device, anytime, anywhere, and more importantly, we can expect to share these experiences with our family and friends. The convergence and the rise of Asia as a content powerhouse have greatly altered the global media landscape. Singaporeans and Singapore companies must seize these opportunities in the new world order. The New World Order, if you have read the PM speech in recent years, in the last 2 weeks, he coined this term, the New Economic Order, by enabling creation of new Asian content, be it whether it's content, services, or applications that is relevant and resonate with the world, and while leveraging on Singapore's strength and strategic location as an East-West gateway. Let me now share with you 3 things that you should take note of and keep in mind as you go along your journey. In this digital revolution, our key advantage must lie in the quality of the stories we tell. Catherine mentioned about creativity and originality. We need to write effectively and also articulate the connections in the interconnected world where we can all enjoy, share, and be proud of. And how do we make this happen? The key is to having creative ideas and the willingness to think in original ways. Well, my kid made some changes here. I'm trying to figure out what he's writing. Oh dear. Okay, ideas are the raw materials and the real currency of the creative industries. And naturally in the media, I think not many of you are interested quite in it. Everything starts with an idea, where someone at a moment of inspiration and thinks about it, and eventually it became made into a great film or a book. And there's no media without a story. You take the case of movies, for example, the Harry Potter series. And in nearly every case, an author wrote the book first, and then this movie was created subsequently. So we are talking about the quality of ideas and the originality of ideas here. Second, Asian content, global audience. In the coming years, we can expect the return or the rise of Asia that will help to shape the future of the global media, both as producers and consumers of media content. With globalization, the Asian diaspora that's scattered across the world and will help to drive the demand for news, information, and content on Asia. And Singapore, because of our cultural diversity and being a crucible of East-West fusion, is in a unique position to be aware of the nuances of various Asian societies while understanding the needs of the international audience. And you, as young authors, therefore have a good chance of producing exciting local Asian stories and content for the global audience, which are increasingly being expressed through digital media and across various media platforms. The third thing is talent. Talent is the primary asset of the creative industry. The quality of the talent that we have depends largely on the value of training and the education received. Our talents today require not only creativity and passion, but also need to be technologically savvy. This year's Young Authors Award aims to facilitate these by linking up with Kubitz. Credit must go, and I must congratulate Janus Education's commitment to nurture and inspire the next generation of Singapore authors. As young authors in this day and age, there will be many things that will catch your eye, but only a few will catch your heart. To write well, you need a good ideas, you need a good dose of imagination, but this will help you to write a great book. Having an ability to empathize with the human experience that you have never had will actually bring your works to a different level. You choose to write as young authors because of the desire to put yourself into the history of books, the history of words, and create something that is beautiful to read. As you write your books, it is my hope that it would also help you to discover your own self, gain fresh insights in the wisdom that you had known deep down, and connect your thoughts that would engage the hearts and minds of the world as your audience. While the future may belong to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams and the passion to pursue them well, there is no guarantee that along the way and along the journey you will not encounter failures and hardships. The important thing about life and growth is not about failures. Rather, it is a struggle to stand up and remember the lessons learned from each failure. I urge you to let your commitment, inspiration, and passion to be your guide as you journey along the wonderful experience of writing. And the journey of 1,000 words begins with the first sentence: empty pages await your pencil or pen. I'm heartened to note the enthusiastic and participation of all the I'm heartened to note the enthusiastic participation in the Young Authors Award. I am told that the Young Authors Award will attract a good mix of novels and short stories. In particular, I offer my congratulations to the authors whose works will be shortlisted for the prize to be awarded in 2010. In conclusion, Writing stories is akin to living our life. It is not about how long the story is, it is about how good it is that matters. Above all, remember to be humane, conscientious, gracious, and humble when you have achieved success and is successful. I wish you all a great future ahead. The best is yet to be. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tang. If you step forward to the screen to open the ceremony, please.
We now declare the shortlist ceremony of the Young Author Awards open. Thank you, Mr. Tam. Now, we all know where we are now at this prestigious ceremony which recognizes some of the finest young literary talents of the next generation. But let's trace the beginnings of the Young Author Scheme with this video.
My big fat idea is to build Singapore's very own young authors.
The lion jumped up and beat his back.
Catherine Khoo created the Young Author Scheme, a program that she introduced under her company, Genesis Education, where she mentors young authors. Potential ones are given the opportunity to have their books published.
The Young Author Scheme helps us to plan a story and encourages us to write a long story such as one of more than 4,000 words.
In primary 4 to 5, we write about 150, but in primary 6, we write about 175 words. So 4,000 is not quite a simple task to us.
Can you teach a child to write a book? Okay, and to me, basically, writing a book is simple, okay, but how to actually communicate that to a child, because it's not just about writing a book, it is coming up with a story and then putting it together and coming up with something like this that the child is to be proud of.
When people look at the book itself, based on the title alone, it might not seem that interesting as it looks. But if you put a picture there, it might say, oh, this thing, oh, there's this kind of interesting character. Then people will want to open the book and look what is inside.
Catherine has enough writing experience, and also she has conducted several writing courses to take this program forward. Up to now, I'm not disappointed.
Catherine hopes that her program will dispel the misconception that writing is a creative skill that cannot be taught. Given the right guidance and motivation, all children can be effective writers.
The Young Author Scheme is to enable young writers aged maybe about 11 to 12 years old, and they come together and I teach them how to write, teach as a guide. They would not have written more than about 500 words in their life, right, 11-year-olds. So I take them step by step, okay, how to actually plan a story, how we use a lot of structure, how to plan the structure, how to actually put together a story, put in the plot, build the characters. At the end of it, they are equipped with the tools to write a story.
The program is great and it will really benefit others because certain people really have the talent of writing, but they don't have the chance to use their potential talents because they don't have the guidance and they don't know the techniques of writing a book. And this program, this scheme, would help them in teaching them the techniques and to allow them to use this talent.
Awake, explore, discover you can fly. Just open up your mind today and reach up for the sky.
Awake, explore, discover you can fly. Just open up your mind today and reach up for the sky.
Awake, explore, discover you can fly. Just open up your mind today and reach up for the sky.
Awake, explore, discover you can fly. Just open up your mind today and reach up for the sky.
I think her stress is really on allowing the child to be themselves and to be creative.
I think it was a more organized approach to writing. What the course taught her is very focused.
Every now and then when she come back from after the lesson, she comes back and she would just input, because what she learned from Catherine during the lesson was any idea, anything that come into your mind, you just put it in. So she did, and she came up to about 7,000 words, and that is something I don't think I can do as a parent.
Author Award would not have been possible without the support of the Singapore Book Publishers Association. Here to share some words of wisdom with our budding young authors is Mrs. Trina Ong, President of the Singapore Book Publishers Association. Would you like to come and share a few words with us, please? Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I must thank Catherine for this invitation and also congratulate her on a job well done in reaching out to so many young people and getting such a great audience this afternoon. When she invited me to speak, I said, what would you like me to talk about? Because I'm sure you're going to cover it all. So she said, let everybody know the role of the Singapore Book Publishers Association in encouraging the love for books and why reading is so vital for writing. So I'm going to tell you 4 brief stories. Starting with when I was a little girl, and my mother used to say to me when I was out playing after school, we didn't have so much homework in those days like you do now. So after school, I would go into the garden and play. And I loved playing in the garden and making mud cakes. So I would make mud cakes and I'd get mud on my shoes and mud on my hands. And my hair was all messed up because I used to rub my hair to get it out of the way. And I'd come into the house and my mother would say, Trina, you look like the wreck of the Hesperus. Go and have a shower and get ready for dinner. And she used to say this to me very often, the wreck of the Hesperus. So after a while, I thought, what is the wreck of the Hesperus? I think I'll find out what that is. So I did a bit of reading, and I read that the wreck of the Hesperus was actually the name of a poem written by an American Longfellow in 1842. And it was a story about a ship's captain who was sailing on a ship with his daughter, and there was a terrible storm. So that she wouldn't be blown overboard, he fastened her to the front of the ship. You know, like those old stories you see ships with a statue of a beautiful lady at the front. Well, he tied his daughter to that so that she wouldn't be washed overboard. And of course, the wind swept her hair and her clothes were all ripped, and the ship eventually wrecked. There were many stories that followed that, and it came out that she wasn't actually a very pretty girl. She had ugly teeth, and when she got off the ship, she was washed ashore, and she did look like a wreck. But that has now become an expression in English. The wreck of the Hesperus means you have a disheveled appearance. You look really messy. So that's the type of thing you can learn from reading poems and other stories, and you can use that in your own writing. By the way, that expression was actually used in 1987 in a Beatles song. You know the Beatles? Let me give you another example of how reading can increase your vocabulary, because if you cannot write if you don't read, and you have to read a lot of books to know how your book can be as good, if not better. Do you know what crossing the Rubicon is? The Rubicon is the name of a real river in Italy. And a long time ago, there was a very famous person called Julius Caesar. Now, for those who are in high school, you might have read Shakespeare's rendition. But Julius Caesar was a very, very powerful and famous general in the Roman army. And there was a river that divided his side of the army to the enemy's side. And he decided one day that he would cross that river, which meant there was a point of no return. Once he crossed that river, he had to fight with the enemy. So these days, if you say he crossed the Rubicon, it means that he went to a point of no return. There's no turning back. There's another little story where you can use this. For example, I read a story about a very sad story about a teenager who was on drugs. His parents tried to help him. His school tried to help him. His friends. But he still took to drugs until he got so sick. He took more drugs than his body could cope with. He crossed the Rubicon. He went to a point of no return, and he never got better. and he died soon after. So you can cross Rubicon to do positive things and negative things, but that's the expression. For those who don't read a lot but would wonder how to get started, what's interesting? I have a son and a daughter, and we used to come to the National Library every Saturday, and two series of books they loved were, one is Pippi Longstocking. It's about a little girl, and the author is Astrid Lindgren. Look up Lindgren, Lindgren. And those stories were written in 1944. And do you know, in the year 2000, there are still films and TV series being made using those same stories about a naughty little girl who used to play tricks on adults and mocks adults. So if you're a bit of a rebel, this is a series for you. So the point here is, even stories written a long time ago are still being made into TV series and movies. There's another series that you'll love, Spot the Dog. The author is Eric Hill, Hill. Spot the Dog was first written by this author and is now a BBC animated series, and it's in 60 languages. So if you use these examples of how far you can go to have your book translated, turned into a movie, into an animated series, all you have to do is keep trying. I started today with a story about how my mother called me the wreck of the Hesperus. I'll end my presentation on a story about my own daughter. She went to school in Singapore, and when she was in high school, she said, "Mummy, what type of job am I going to go for? What should I study to get a good job and make a lot of money?" And I said, "Don't think of making a lot of money. Do something that you love doing most. What's your passion in life? What do you love doing?" And she loved reading. She loved reading and she loved watching movies. So I said, okay, do something that involves reading and writing and watching movies. So she did a university degree on literature and film and drama, and she loved it. And all my friends said, she'll never get a job. Does she want to be a movie actress? What does she want to do? I said, she's doing what she loves most. And reading has opened up a whole new world. She read about the French Revolution. She read about literature in other countries. So once you get hooked on books, it opens up a whole new experience. It spurs your creativity, and hopefully you will have books that will be converted into movies and TV series and last for many, many years to come. Good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Mrs. Ong. If you could just remain on stage for our next presentation. Roy, have you ever wondered who chose our YAA finalists?
Well, I did.
You are detective by day and judge by night?
Yes, just like the other 9 Young Author Award judges here today. Allow me to introduce my fellow judges as Mrs. Ong presents them with a token of appreciation each.
Okay, first up, can we have Bunati Budiman? Bunati, are you here today? No? Oh, I'm afraid she's not here today. Is Seng Yu here today? Nope, not either. I think we only have Persa, maybe? Can we have Persa, our Young Author Award judge? Next up, I think I only seem to be seeing Sresti Acharya. These judges here today have made a really great impact on the 38 shortlisted candidates here. They were the ones who were going through a very strict judging process, and that's why we have the 38 shortlisted students here today. Thank you, Sresti. Last but not least, I think I should just introduce my MC, Roy Koh, who's also a Young Author Award judge today. Thank you, Mrs. Ong.
Thank you, Mrs. Ong. This year, the stories of the shortlisted finalists will transcend the page into the realms of new media. They will get the opportunity to convert their terrific tales into an interactive format with the Kubitz software. Mr. Stanley Han is the co-founder of Kubitz. Let's put our hands together to welcome Mr. Stanley Han.
Mr. Ta Wai Kin, Ms. Catherine Koo, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. The first time I was introduced to Catherine, I was so impressed by her energy and her vision and mission for Young Author Award. Personally, I'm a strong believer of writing, although my A-levels is a B grade, but I wish I have met Catherine earlier. Because when I was in college, I met this very successful writer plus inventor, and he told me, your success is directly proportional to your ability to write. So I believe the kids today have to congratulate all of you because you definitely earn a lot more money than your peers. In all aspects of industries, as a businessman, you need to write business plan. You need to write very professional business plan to raise money. You need to write marketing strategies, marketing brochures. To be an engineer, you need to write very good documentation. So writing is very important. That's why I'm a very strong believer in writing. This has made me so impressed by the Young Author Award and this vision. But what makes me decide to partner with Young Author Award is because just end of last year, I met this educator from USA, and he told me the statistics that was happening in USA. Study shows in last year, an average kid, school kids, read less than 10 books in a year. But they read more than 10,000 white pages in a year. And for crying out loud, they read more than a few hundred Facebook profiles in a year. Writing, learning, and reading is important. And the importance of writing never changed. But unfortunately today, or maybe fortunately, the context of writing and reading does evolve. So we as industry players or educators, we have to adapt to this change. Therefore, our company, Kubitz, we set out to develop the tools to make this environment happen, to make this new digital environment more available, more convenient to all the learners and students. So today I'm going to just introduce a little bit what is Kubitz and how later on this can benefit the students from the Young Author Award. So Kubitz is an interactive digital media authoring system. It's like a big engine, very powerful engine. If you pump in all the digital resources into the engine, it quickly become a very dynamic, very attractive content in no time. Some teachers say when we pump in a kid, it becomes a super kid coming out. So this is what we are set out to do. We try to enable students and teachers and learners to create dynamic, engaging content in a very short period of time. This is a problem that I faced when I was in school. I was working on a very boring system, and when I'm trying to do something very interesting, the system is so complex. It's just a big turnoff. If I want to do something animated, creative, very, very attractive, it took me at least a few weeks' time. So in a year, I only have 55 weeks, so this is not reasonable. And today, if I want to create content that involve different type of multimedia, it requires different type of softwares. There's very, very poor compatibility between formats. And this is something that is a big hurdle in creating content. Therefore, we developed Kubitz to solve all these issues. And people ask, what is Kubitz? If you look the other way, it says it's actually a book. It's the book of the future. It's the book reverse. It's a book full of cool digital bits. So it's make your content creation simpler, faster, and more powerful. And we also creating a platform for people to share, co-develop, and making success. So just to show a few things of Kubitz. there's this media fusion technology in Kubitz where we can easily merge a wide range of media together. For example, on the left side, you can see animation, 3D models, flash files, real-time webcam. This is me. And let's say I'm telling a story. Once upon a time, there's an airplane that goes into the Iceland and suddenly got ambushed by a robot. And now there's a rescue team come and rescue, and this is the pilot speaking. Right? So in real time, you got to merge a wide range of media formats and manipulate them without having to do programming. This is what we bring the power, what we bring to you, to the users, the power of interactive digital media. And what I'm about to show you is not done by me, it's done by an 8 years old student in 5 minutes. So this student programmed that when Oscar runs. When Oscar runs fast, it runs fast. When Oscar runs out, fast starts running out. Team is pounding, but furiously. It starts pounding furiously. So without coding, can we have a show of hand? Anybody can do this with Flash programming or with any coding today? But with Kubitz, it's 5 minutes work. So this is what we have done in the client version. Kubitz is an offline software last time, and we have more than 80 schools in Singapore actually already using it in their learning. But what is going to happen this Christmas is going to be a lot more exciting. In this Christmas, we are launching Kubitz EDU. It's totally online, it's totally easy, and it's all in there. It's an online authoring system that gives you a lot of resources which you can create very cool animations, such as you can define a movement. This is an airplane. You can play the airplane, right? You can define movements, you can define animations. You can directly search from YouTube, Google, right? Facebook, Flickr. You can put in MCQ questions, menus, buttons. You can have different type of font size, animated types. You can have your webcam, Google Map, clock, calendar, and news feed. Anything, any media in Kubitz, it's just a drag and drop play, and it can create engaging content in real time very fast. There's one button, publish. You become a very professional, cool ebook. And you can publish the ebook in Facebook, in social networks, in your school websites. You can do it at the airport, you can do it at home, you can do it in the school. So software become formless. It's independent of machine. And next year, in January, we are going to start our iPhone application development, and hopefully we can bring Kubitz to mobile. And this is what I've done as my spare time. This is my personal portfolio in my own Facebook. You guys can create your own stuff of portfolio of your own storybooks, and you publish in your Facebook, your MySpace, and with one Kubitz, it's all easy, it's all in there. So that's about Kubitz. So it's a pretty short introduction. And last but not least, I want to congratulate all the shortlisted candidates of Young Author Award 2009. Congratulations to all of you. I hope after today, there will be a workshop to teach you how to do Kubitz, how to turn your content into a very fun and engaging environment. I'm looking forward to see all the exciting content created. And then you can share with your friends online and share with the parents. Hope you have a lot of fun. After all, writing is fun, and writing can help you to earn a lot of money. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We will now begin the presentation segment of the awards. First off, let's have the 38 shortlisted candidates receive their certificates of achievement. To present the awards, could we please have Mr. Tham Wai Kin, our guest of honor, to present the certificates of achievement.
Mr. Tan, please. First up, can we have Chan Jing Chi from Anderson Primary School?
Next, we have Pang Shi Hui from Anderson Primary School. Award recipients, please remain on stage for a photo-taking session after this.
Next up, can we have Ho Jie Han from Anglo-Chinese School?
Next, Zachary Tan from Anglo-Chinese School Primary. Unfortunately, Zachary is unable to make it to today's award ceremony.
Next, we have Lo Jia Hui from Boon Lay Garden Primary.
Next, Xu Kuo Sheng from Catholic High School Primary.
Next, we have Joshua Chin from Catholic High School Primary.
From CHIJ, Our Lady of the Nativity, Desiree Chan.
Next, we have Maggie Chin from CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls' School.
From Clementi Woods Secondary School, Wai Tu Kin San Nu.
Next, we have Millicent Louis from Crescent Girls' School.
Christian Pineda from Fengshan Primary School.
Next, we have Deepika Chandrasekhar from Global Indian International School.
Muhammad Ali Hariz from Jiying Primary School. Unfortunately, Muhammad Ali Hariz is unable to attend this ceremony today.
Next, we have Jonathan Tan from Kong Hua School.
From Kuo Chuan Presbyterian Primary School, Ping Yin Chu.
Next, we have Tan Shu Yin from Marymount Convent. I'm afraid Shu Yin couldn't make it today.
Next, we have Christopher Low from Mayflower Primary School.
Next, can we have Liu Ming En from Mayflower Primary School?
Cheryl Lim from Methodist Girls' School, who is unfortunately unable to attend this event.
Can we have Wen Rong Ying from Nanyang Girls High School?
Unfortunately, also not present here today is Brian Ong from Nanyang Primary School.
Next, can we have Tae Hao Wei from Naval Base Primary School?
Also from Naval Base Primary School, Pawinder Kaur.
Next, can we have Tae Jing Xuan from Northland Primary School?
From Peiying Primary School, Chua Yong Lo.
Next, can we have Siti Jalil Jama from Pioneer Primary School?
Amni and Sira Binte Jafar from Chifa Primary School.
Next, can we have Wong Lee Sin from Radin Mas Primary School?
From Raffles Girls Primary School, Victoria Poor. Which unfortunately is also not here today.
Never mind, we have Wei Ai from Raffles Girls Primary School.
Zina Tan from Rivervale Primary School.
Next, we have Hall Wen Ting from Rulang Primary School.
From Singapore Chinese Girls' School, Yong Shi Qian.
Next, we have Emmanuel O from St. Anthony's Primary School.
From St. Hilda's Primary School, Nicole Nyo.
Next, can we have Chong Shen Wei from West Grove Primary School?
Last but not least, from Yuhua Primary School, can we have Hasina Bular?
Now, we'd like to have a group photo taking session. Would Mr. Tam like to step forward next to them? And could we invite Ms. Koo out on stage for the photo session?
Thank you very much. Can we have a round of applause for these aspiring young authors? Next, we are going to present plaques to the respective schools of the 38 shortlisted candidates. First, can we have the representative from Anderson Primary School? Can we have the representative from Anderson Primary School, Mr. Ong Jin Cheng?
Thank you, Mr. Ong. Next, can we have the representative of Anglo-Chinese School? Oh, I think that the rep can make it today. Could Jie-Han come pick it up for the rep? Ho Jie-Han from Anglo-Chinese School. Thank you. On behalf of the school, thank you very much.
From Anglo-Chinese, sorry? Boon Lay Garden Primary School. Can we have the representative for Boon Lay Garden Primary School, please?
Next, we have the representative from Catholic High School Primary. Oh, I think the rep's not here today. Could Chu Kwashen come take the plaque on behalf of your school? Thank you.
Next, can we have a representative from CHIJ, Our Lady of the Nativity?
Next, can we have the representative from CHIG St. Nicholas Girls' School?
We have the representative from Clementi Woods Secondary School.
Next, can we have the representative from Crescent Girls' School? Millicent, could you come collect this on behalf of your school? Thank you very much.
Can we have a representative for Fengshan Primary School?
Next, can we have the representative from Global Indian International School? Next, can we have the representative from Dree Primary School?
Unfortunately, they're unable to attend this event. Miss Catherine Koo will now take the plaque on their behalf.
On behalf of Dree. Thank you, Ms. Koo.
Next, representative from Konghua School. Fortunately, there's no one here, so can we have Jonathan come receive the prize on behalf of your school? Can we have a representative from Kuo Chuan Presbyterian Primary School? Also, can we have Ping Chu come receive the prize on behalf of the school?
Next, can we have a representative from Marymount Convent School? Would Shu Yen like to collect this on behalf of her school? Tan Shu Yen?
Both of them are not here, Miss Catherine Koo will now collect the flag on behalf of the school. Can we have the representative for Mayflower Primary School?
Next, can we have the representative from Methodist Girls' School? No.
Miss Koo, come and collect the prize on behalf of Methodist Girls' School, please. And we have a representative from Nanyang Girls High School.
Next, can we have the representative from Nanyang Primary School?
Can we have a representative from Naval Base Primary School, please?
Next, can we have a representative from Northland Primary School?
Can we now see our representative from Peiying Primary School?
Next, can we have a representative from Pioneer Primary School? Siti Jalil, would you like to collect it on behalf of your school? Thank you.
And we have a representative from Shifa Primary School. Can we have Amni Insira Binte Jafar come collect the prize on behalf of your school?
Next, can we have the representative from Radin Mas Primary School? Would Lee Sing like to collect it on behalf of your school? Thank you.
Next, can we have our representative from Raffles Girls Primary School?
Would Wei I like to come collect it on behalf of your school? Next, can we have the representative from Riverville Primary School?
And we see a representative from Rulang Primary School, please. Unfortunately, the representative is not here. May one thing come down and collect the prize on behalf of your school, please?
Next, can we have the representative from Singapore Chinese Girls' School?
And we see someone from St. Anthony's Primary School.
Next, can we have a representative from St. Hilda's Primary School?
And we see a representative from West Grove Primary School, please. Last but not least, can we have this representative from Yuhua Primary School? Would Hasina Bola like to come and collect the prize on behalf of your primary school, please?
Thank you very much, Mr. Tan. For our next segment, we are very proud to announce a special recognition award to a cluster which has since 2003 had unstinting belief in nurturing young writing talent. There is definitely an unbreakable bond between education and creativity. Let us now watch a short video to see how this award came about.
I think the workshop has done a lot of wonders because they teach the kid that writing is not only a process by itself, but it also involves a lot of thinking, a lot of motivation, how you motivate yourself, how you get yourself away from maybe clear writer's block, a situation where you have writer's block. And like I said before, I mean, it wonders me that an 11-year-old kid can produce a word 3,000, and Aditi over here can come up with I think 7 times more, 21,000 words, if my maths is correct.
Can we now invite Mr. Tam to present the N6 cluster with the Special Recognition Award?
And to receive the Special Recognition Award today is Mrs. Goh Bee Hoon, Vice Principal of CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls' School.
Thank you, Mr. Tan. And Mrs. Goh would like to share a few words with us right now.
Good afternoon, guest of honor, Mr. Tam Wai Kin, Director of Talent Development, Media Development Authority, Mrs. Trina Ong, President, Singapore Book Publishers Association, Ms. Catherine Koh, Managing Director, Janus Education, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to say a very special hello to the young boys and girls. It's not easy to miss your energy and your achievement. All right, so I'd like to especially say good afternoon to you. This is actually a day for you, and we are here to share this special day with you. Now, first of all, on behalf of the schools in Cluster N6, I would like to thank you for presenting us with this inaugural Special Recognition Award. It has been our privilege to be part of this journey since 2003 and an inspiration to see our students develop their creativity and grow into writing talents. To borrow a quote from Miss Catherine Koh, who took it from Oliver Wendell Holmes, a mind that is stretched to a new idea never returns to its original dimension. And we truly believe in that. Right now, earlier on during tea time, if you had some time to look at some of the books on display, you would have seen that the young talents that we see today have actually been very blessed. They have acknowledged, for example, the father who took the trouble to take the daughter or the son for every one of those young author scheme sessions, the mother who was always there to encourage them, friends who are always by their side, and I'm sure mentors like Catherine Koh and also teachers. And for the N6 cluster, my colleagues are also here today in full force on the Saturday afternoon to support all these young talents. So it is this partnership, right, with everybody that has made it possible for us to really develop the creativity and also to nurture all these young writing talents. We are also very pleased to note that plans have been put in place to also engage the students or these budding writers using the digital media. And I can only imagine that this young author scheme would just get bigger and bigger. All right. So once again, I thank you for giving us this very, very meaningful Special Recognition Award. Right. And I'd like to wish our boys and girls many, many fulfilling moments as you continue your journey to be that writer that we will all want to be able to share your successes one day. Thank you.
We will now like to acknowledge our latest batch of budding young authors from the N6 cluster. These promising young writers will be receiving their works on stage from Mrs. Goh as recognition for their efforts.
Let's present our young authors from Anderson Primary School. Chan Jing Chi. Jingqi, would you like to remain on stage for a group photo taking session again?
Also from Anderson Primary School, Korp Shravan Shenoy.
Pang Shi Hui.
Next, can we have Hei Xing Yi, please?
Xing is not here.
Fortunately, she's missing in action. Next.
Next, can we have Hua Rui Xian?
Can we have Kwek Si Ying, please?
Next, can we have Ryan Lai?
And we have Tan Han Wei Joshua.
Next, can we have Valerie Tan?
And we now have the young authors from Mayflower Primary School. Let's start with Celestine Cole.
Next, can we have Chong Jia Le?
Ryan Chu.
Zhou Zijie.
And we have Christopher Ong, please.
Next, can we have Jermaine Tang?
Next, Li Yun Ting.
Next, can we have Lim Jun Fong?
Next, Christopher Low.
Next, can we have Malcolm Sim?
Nurse Sabrina Binte Abdul Kadir.
Next, can we have Shivani Dutta Pala?
Can we now have the group from Naval Base Primary? Let's start with Atira Suresh.
Next, can we have Divya Brakava?
Nick Lim.
Maisara Abdurrahman.
Next, Maria Paulson.
Next, can we have Muhammad Afiq?
Can we have Nurjana Johan?
Next, can we have Avati Sri Kumar?
And we now have Pawinder Kaur, please.
Next, can we have Sabrina Chow? Oops, she's not here. Can we have T. Tivaka? Next, can we have Tae Hao Wei?
And can we have the group from Paying Primary, please? Let's start with Abdul Hakim, which unfortunately is missing in action as well. Christine Ko.
Is Christine here? Ah, okay.
Chua Yong Lo.
Chua Zitao. Is Zitao here today? No.
Unfortunately, he's not here. Can we have Owen Shen?
Next, can we have Irfan Khairi?
Jazlyn Jamaluddin.
Jet Jasmine.
Lut Mikhail Sim.
Nabila Zulkifli.
Varun Somenea.
Yo Wen Jue. She's not here.
And we now have a group from Yishun Primary. Let's start with Chua Sing-en.
Next, can we have Colin Michelle Lin?
Next, Lin Junying.
Next, can we have Liu Jia Ling?
And we have Miko Wong.
Next, can we have Ramel and Legaspi?
Roselle Ong.
Steffi To.
Vivian Ang.
Last but not least, can we have Yo Yu Ting?
Can we have all the teachers come up on stage to take a photo together with these students?
N6 club. N6.
Right, although nurturing young talents is important, nurturing one's character is of equal importance as well.
I can't agree more, Roy. That's why we are launching the Kids Can Write Writing Buddies project, in which we are in partnership with the Central Singapore Community Development Council.
Wow, what is this project about, Eileen?
It's about social entrepreneurship, which Ms. Koo can explain in further detail. Could we now invite Ms. Koo, co-founder of the Young Author Scheme, out on stage, please?
Thank you very much, Roy and Eileen. Right, now, young authors, the shortlisted young authors, I see some of you have left already, but what you would like to know also is that other than writing, right, we are going to involve you in a community involvement project, all right? I know your schools do that for you, but now we're going to work with the Central Singapore Community Development Council on a book with their nurture program students. Unfortunately, the two reps from the council has gone home already, so let me share this with you. Now, what you're going to do, guys, listen up. You're going to work with your buddy, that's why we call this a buddy project. 20 things I wish my parents knew. Okay, so you're going to toss and brainstorm. And 20 things I'd rather my parents not do. Sounds interesting? Yes? No? Yes. Okay? Alright, now we present, right, the Writing Buddies project. Alright, you see all this here? Right? And this is in partnership with the Central Singapore CDC. Okay? Right. What is Kids Can Write Writing Buddies project? It is a wonderful exposure to both nurture program, right, which are basically the not so privileged kids like all of you, and shortlisted YAA Young Author Award kids, right? And it will give you and them the opportunity to interact, come on, and learn from one another. Okay, right? You with your writing skills, and them, right? Nurture creative talents, right? And mold them to become socially aware citizens, right? And the nurture program kids will be introduced to the fundamentals of writing stories, right? They will also be taught how to illustrate their stories. That's what the program is about. And you will be the mentors and also share with them your own writing experiences, right? And the result of this teamwork, I'm sure you want to know, is there will be a compilation of their stories as usual, and we have a Best Writing Buddies Award, right? So you're going to work with your partner and, well, get a competition, but then, right? Okay, and we hope this program will benefit yourselves as mentors and the Nurture Program kids as new aspiring authors. And last I heard from the Nurture Program people, what is going to happen is they're going to launch that compilation probably in January. The mayor of the Central Singapore CDC will be launching this, right? And we hope that you will learn as much as they will learn from you. Thank you very much.
At this juncture, we would like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Dragon Tan, Manager of the Central Singapore Community Development Council, and Ms. Rekha Balakrishnan, Nurture Coordinator of Community Services, from the Central Singapore Community Development Council too. Oh.
Right, now what about these shortlisted candidates? Will they have to write another story?
No, they will be attending a Kubitz workshop on 14 November to transform their book into an interactive e-book. This e-book will then undergo a final round of judging, and winners will be announced at MDA's Media Fiesta in March next year.
Media Fiesta? How cool! I wish I could relive my time as a young author.
Actually, you can. We have holiday programs coming up in the 3rd week of November. For more information, you can always speak to our advice mama, Nanette Cruz, on top of which we'll be having a new program next year.
You mean the Young Journalist Scheme?
You sure are well informed, Roy.
Too bad I'm a little too old for that, huh?
Nah, you're never too old. Why don't you speak to Mr. Benson Liu, who is the co-founder of Newsmaker? Maybe he can fit you in. That's him right there.
I'll do just that.
I'm afraid that you will have to do that soon as we've come to the end of our program. But just before we make our leave, we would like to present our guest of honor, Mr. Tam, Mrs. Ong, and Mrs. Goh with a token of appreciation. Could we please have Ms. Catherine Koo, founder of the Young Author Scheme, up on stage to present the tokens of appreciation, please?
And we have Mr. Tam up on stage to receive his token of appreciation, please. Next, can we have Mrs. Lim Lee Kok up on stage to receive a token of appreciation. Mrs. Lim Lee. And we invite Mrs. Goh up on stage to receive her token of appreciation. Mrs. Goh, please.
Thank you, Ms. Koo. We would also like to thank our sponsors and partners, the Media Development Authority of Singapore, the Singapore Book Publishers Association, the National Book Development Council, the National Library Board, and the very nice people from BIC Pens.
We would also like to thank all principals, heads of departments, teachers, parents, and not forgetting our helpful young ushers, Shichen, Jonathan, Nicole, and Emmanuel, as well as our CUP reporters, Srishti and Biaojing, for their diligent efforts.
Last but not least, we would like to thank Ms. Catherine Koo for organizing this event, together with the wonderful team behind it. Our program executive, Ms. Nanette Cruz, our marketing communications executive, Ms. Sophia Bamacela, our editorial associate, Mr. Diljit Singh, and our technical specialist, Mr. Yo Yu An. Oops, sorry. Our videographer, Mr. Cole Liming over there, and our photographer, Mr. Sam Yo. And last but not least, my MC Roy, for being such a good sport today.
Right, I forgot to introduce you anyway. Let me do the honors of thanking my fellow MC Eileen. She is the Public Relations and Editorial Executive at Jane's Education.
Thanks, Roy. And with that, we've come to the end of our program, the award ceremony. We hope that you enjoyed yourself and look forward to seeing familiar faces at our next award ceremony. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, everyone.